All right, hold on, fellas. I think let me make sure we're broadcasting. Howie, welcome to the show, buddy.
Everything good? We good to go?
Yeah, I think we got a delay. Just you'll have to be careful. Let's make sure everybody's delay's not too bad. Coach, are you with us?
I'm waiting.
All right. Howie, you got a little delay on your end, but let's get started. Welcome to the Spangia Football Show. And, of course, we're getting rolling towards football season, but this is kind of one of our last little breaks before we get going into football season. So we're going to run through some information. First of all, Howie, I'm going to take myself off camera for a second. You and Coach are going to talk about some promotions coming up and some fundraisers everybody got a chance to be part of.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Coach, this is your off season trying to raise money for the football program and everything. And first thing I'd like to talk about is the round cards that you got on sale. Give a little insight about those and where they can get one of those if they're interested.
We have a few left. I think I have about 40 or 50 cards left now. We've been running that for about 3 weeks now. And I still have some here if you can contact me on Facebook or however you need to. But it's just a discount card. You got 10% off places like Henniger, Smithy Lube, you got Lamont's at 10% off. So places like that around here where people like to go eat and get stuff done. So it's a good card this year. We got a lot of the same people doing it. We try to add some new ones every year, and this year it's been a really good one. We've went from $20 on the card down to $10, and I think we've done a really good job of selling. The kids have done a good job of selling cards, and we've made a little bit, but it's really just to pay for spirit packs is all that's for, is help these kids with their spirit pack products and stuff like that, and they've done a good job selling. So if you need one, just contact me via Facebook or my phone or whatever. Just let me know.
You kind of answered my second question. I was wondering if there's some type of motivation for the kids to get this sold, but I guess the parents is motivating the kids to sell them where they don't have to fork out the money for the spirit packs themselves.
Right. We do that. And they're split up with coaches. 4 coaches have a team. And there's a team of about 10. And them coaches, we have games all summer. So they add up points. A winning team gets a state dinner at the end of the summer. And fundraising is part of the point. So you get a point per card. And then if you win the fundraiser, you get 75 points in second place, third place, fourth place, whatever it is. But we try to give incentives for them kids to get out and sell, and they're competing with each other on every team, which really helps our fundraising. And we're all competitive out here, so we like to talk a little smack on the staff and in the locker room. We like to talk a little bit.
Well, that's good. And a big fundraiser coming up in August, which is the 8th annual Wing Fest. Maybe how people can get involved to help out, whatever needs to be done.
Yeah, you can contact us via Facebook on our Sylvania football page. You can direct message me. Candy Smith's actually over it. So you can also Facebook message her if you want to be a vendor. A vendor's $50 this year. So if you want a spot to sell, whatever you sell, whether it be clothing or ICs or whatever it may be, if you're a vendor that wants to be a part of it, just make sure you let us know, and we'll get you a spot set up out there for Wing Fest. And then if you want a ticket, we'll be starting selling tickets towards the end of this month. So be sure you get a ticket for Wing Fest and come out. It's a real last year was my first time being a part of it. I really enjoyed it. A lot of people come out. It's good to see the community out supporting Sylvania football, and it excites me to see how many people come out and support our program, our football program in our school. So we got a lot of people that support us, and we try our best to be sure we put a product on the field that reflects our community, which is it's hard to do, but we work hard every day to put the best product we can out. I can promise you.
Right. You said Candy Smith is one contact about being a vendor. What if somebody wants to participate and cook some wings? Is she the same one that in contact?
Yes, same thing. Just contact the same people if you want to cook wings, and we'll give you some wings to cook. See if you can cook the best wings. I think we have a few overall spots, whether it be the hottest wings or I think we won. I forget which one we won, but we won one this past year. The coaching staff did, and we got a banner for it. And it's not set up either because everybody says it must have been rigged because we won something, but just because we're good. Now they actually come in here and did one of you guys actually, was y'all a judge? Was either one of you judges? Y'all want to be judges? Y'all want to judge wings this year?
You are asking a fat guy.
Yeah, you're talking to two fat guys. You think we're going to say no?
Okay, y'all two are judges, so you come in here and you judge, and then you'll vote. You don't know who's is who though, so.
We can probably induce Phil Harris from WQSB to join us that night too.
Oh, we can. We'll get a good crew in there and I'll let y'all know which one our wings are. No.
Okay, just let me know.
Yeah, back to the vendors and all that. If you need to contact Candy Smith, it's on the Facebook page, Sylvania Rams Football. Also, our numbers on there, 256-605-9039. I'm putting that number out because it's on Facebook, so I don't think she'll mind. So contact her. It also says you're going to have a cornhole tournament, and I think you participated in that last year. How did you do?
How did I do last year? Me and Lee got stoned. There's some dudes up there that I think that's all they do is play cornhole or something. I don't know. I consider myself pretty good every now and then cornholer. I'll probably give my money away up there. I don't know, but I'll play because I enjoy cornhole. But there's they do a good job putting a little tournament on up there, and it's fun. So come out, play cornhole. We're gonna try to hopefully get some horseshoes together, maybe play some horseshoes. That'd be more up y'all's alley. Horseshoes? Did y'all play horseshoes?
No.
Nope.
We're just there to eat, man. Maybe if you had a wing eating contest, we might could participate in that. But
yeah, that'd be about it. Hey, Coach, we thought about setting up a camera and letting folks record videos, little parrot videos that we can show here as part of our intro into our weekly show too. So we might look at bringing our equipment down and just if anybody wants to record it, get in front of the camera and we'll record them and then use their videos as part of our intros when we get rolling on the weekly Sylvania football show.
Bring it on. We'll get Coach Wilson first.
Yeah, that one would be good. We want John Seals too, because we just like
John Seals.
We just like for him to be humble.
I ain't no telling what he'll say. You'll have to edit that one.
Yeah, a bunch.
So the cornhole tournament. Contact Dylan Darwin at 256-638-5422. So I've bought tickets every year, but last year was my first time to ever go. I normally give the tickets out to family members, and I'm really upset that I hadn't been to years past because if last year was any indication, it's a great event. Gets community together and see a lot of people I saw in many, many years.
Yep. Yeah, we're excited. We want everyone to come out. Again, it's one of the trying to cut down on the amount of fundraisers we do. But we need Wingfest to be big, and we need you to come out and support us. It takes a lot of money, and to run this football program, any football program for that matter, with the equipment we're trying to provide our athletes with, it takes money, and so we need you to come out and support us, have a good time, but at the same time, know you're supporting their football team, and we're very thankful that you're coming out and being part of Wingfest.
Now, on the webpage, it says it's $15 a ticket. Is that going to be accurate?
$15 a ticket, yes, sir.
$15 a ticket, 16 wings. You can't beat that deal nowhere.
No, it's less than $1 a wing. You can't go anywhere around here and get that price.
Absolutely right. And all the coaching staff there helping out as well with, I guess, with football players as well.
Sir?
All the coaching staff and football players will be there during the Wing Fest helping out. And
coaches were actually cooking. Yeah, so
okay.
We'll be cooking. Players will be around out there helping do things as well. So
And if I ain't mistaken, I think last year you introduced all the players before the Wing Fest actually started. That's
No, I
a
think
cool
we're going
thing.
to do Pee Wee and varsity, correct? I think so. And
Yeah,
we'll do something similar this year.
Yeah, that's great by getting, letting everybody know who the players are going to be, because from time from year to year, players will swap numbers. When a senior graduates, a number comes available and they don't swap. So it kind of gives them an idea to who to be looking for out there.
Right. Yeah. And so we'll do something very similar today or this year. So get there a little early, maybe right at the start, so you can hear their names called out.
Right. So, that's a big event. It's going to be August the 6th from 5 to, it says 5 to 8, but I know last year it lasted a little bit longer than that. But 5 to 8, Sylvania football field. We got it scrolling at the bottom of the thing, at the bottom of the screen right there. Do you have any other fundraisers that's coming up?
No, we actually just finished up, or we're finishing up discount cards. We'll do Wing Fest, and then our next one won't be again until the $10,000 drawing next spring. So this one ends it up for us. So we're really promoting it and want it to be big again this year and make a little bit of money to, again, support our players.
Right. And they deserve it. You deserve it, Coach. And, it's great to have the community come out, because you get not only is it just people from Sylvania, but it's people from all of DeKalb and Jackson County that comes out and supports this.
Right. Yeah, it's a big deal. And I think you don't understand how big it is till you actually go to one and be a part of it and see everyone out. So it's a good thing, and hopefully we keep it going for a long time.
Yeah, like I said, last year was the first one I went to, and I'm disappointed that I hadn't been to some of the others. And so it's a great cause for a great program, and you got everything heading in the right direction there at Sylvania, Coach. And I know a lot of people, pretty much everybody's excited for what you're bringing to the table.
I hope so, Jason. We got a lot of work to do. It's ups and downs, things people don't see behind the scenes that sometimes some days are tougher than others. It's just like everybody's job. But I love it here. I love these kids. They work hard every day. There's no doubt about that. There's no lack of work from them every day. And so we're just trying to get better, and we're excited about the fall. We think we have an opportunity to do something good. We're going to be young. We're young. I think we only have 6 seniors, so we're really young. But that's not going to be an excuse. We got to find a way to win football games.
And talking about working hard and all that, let's go ahead and get into the summer program. What has impressed you so far about the summer so far?
Our attendance has been really well, really good. Everybody's showing up every day. You got guys that go on vacation. I'm all for that. I want them to go on vacation, be kids. And that's why we come in the morning. I want to get them up out of bed, get them worked out, and then let them go be kids and get out. Normally they're out of this field house before a lot of the kids are up out of bed for the summer. So they're not missing anything when it comes to that aspect. But I've been really impressed with our attendance this year. Not a lot of people's having to make up a lot. You have 1 or 2 guys, younger guys, that sometimes struggle to get here that you have to send a message to pretty early, because we have set rules out. You need to be here. This is varsity football, and if you don't have a ride, you have my phone number. So you need to get here. But you always have a few guys that struggle sometimes. Like we had one guy last year that struggled a lot to get here in the summer, and he's missed 1 day this summer that we've had so far, and it was a very reasonable reason. Didn't mean he made it up. He's going to make it up, but he's done a really good job being here, and I'm really excited about the direction he's going. He's only a sophomore, so. But we got a lot of guys that are showing up and working. It's one of our non-negotiables is attendance, but it's not necessarily just being here. It's actually showing up ready to work, and they're doing a really good job of that. I'm excited about this group.
So have your numbers increased some since you've taken over this summer? Last year you kind of came in around this time. So have you seen the numbers kind of increase any since they've got to know you?
We've increased, like, as far as from where we was a year ago. We're at 41 kids currently. We've lost some players. We lost a really good running back, and that's just part of the sport, man. It's hard, and I think that I don't say anything out of line, but I think that where we're at in society right now is changing football. Like, I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to change my rules. I'm not going to change anything that we do to appease to a player. So, it's tough. It's tough. You got kids that have it rough, and I understand that. And I try to help them as much as I can, but at the same time, we got rules and we have structure, and I need you to be bought in completely to that. And so we have a rule that if you quit, you can't come back this year. So gotta wait till January to come back. So it don't matter if you come back next week and try to come back. That's just a rule. If you turn your nameplate in and quit, and you're done. And we've had one or two do that up to this point, and it won't be the last one to do it. That's for sure. But to run a program, I believe, in my opinion, you have to do it the right way, and sometimes the right way. Some days it's tough. Like I said, losing a good running back wasn't easy on me, but at the same time, we're going to win with the guys we got in the locker room. So they're the ones who want to be here every day. They're the ones I want to be here every day. And then they're the ones that go to work. So I'm going to go to work with them. We're going to find ways to win football games, and I'm proud of them. But our numbers, I expect them to go down more I'm hoping to keep 37, 38. Because, look, summer's tough. It's not easy. Your buddies are not playing football. They're probably at a pool or at a lake or doing something fun in the mornings or whatever it may be. And you're working your tail off. That's why it takes something to be a football player. You have to have something about you, and I don't think the direction we're going society-wise that it's helping the game of football. And I won't get on that rant. I didn't even mean to turn it. But.
All right, Coach. Well, how we get us through the summer a little bit. And, hey, if you're watching and you're wondering why it says Braves update, yeah, I did put the wrong data on the show tonight. So this is, of course, the Sylvania Ram football show. Coach, let's get into the fall a little bit. Some things we talked about. The first one of the big things you've got going this fall is, and I imagine you've got a timeline for it. Let's talk about the quarterback battle and what kind of timeline you're going to put on it.
Quarterback battle's going good. Them two guys are working really hard. All the quarterbacks are working hard, and there's one guy they're getting close as the same amount of reps. Half and half. We got one maybe pulling ahead just because the other one really wants to play receiver more so, but the one that wants the quarterback spot has done a really good job. Really good job. He's throwing the ball really well. He's really surprised me. I'm excited. I'm excited about what he's going to bring to the table with his legs and his arm. And that's Jackson Smith. And then Josh Scott's done a really good job throwing the football. And we just got to, I think right now a big deal is one's got more of a knows the offense better because he was at that position longer. And one loves quarterback and one likes it, if that makes sense. But no, I think right now it's almost close to being, to be honest with you, kind of being decided because he's done such a good job Jack's done such a good job of working this winter and learning the offense better, and he's done a good job so far this summer. The team's responding to him really well. But Josh, if he's not a quarterback, like I told y'all before, he's out at receiver. Like he was getting some first team reps at receiver today. It don't phase any of them. They just want to be in a spot to help this team win. It doesn't matter where it's at. It doesn't matter what they're doing. They just want to contribute to the team, and that's what I love about them. It could be the other way around, and Josh could be getting the majority of the reps, and Jack's at receiver, and their mindset and their attitude and the way they carry themselves would be completely the same. And that's what I love about them kids. So, I'm excited about it. They're still battling, and Jackson might go out there tomorrow and make me mad or something, look terrible, and Josh may do a really good job and change my mind. I don't foresee that happening though, because Jax really has done a really good job of not only winning the team over, but just doing what he's supposed to do every day. And Josh has too. But I think Josh has actually come to me, and he's really wanting to play with some receivers as well. So kind of all works out the same. It kind of all works itself out. They just, like I said, they want to contribute to the team. But spring went really well for both of them, and they both got a lot of reps.
Coach, you almost have to have two at that position though, because
that's right. That's right. We Josh is still getting a lot of reps there, and Griffin Turner, he's a young guy, a sophomore. He's took a big step from his freshman to sophomore year. He's throwing the ball really well, and he's making much better reads than he did last year, and his hands have gotten bigger. He was a smaller kid last year. He's put on some weight. He looks better. He's throwing the ball better. Who knows what next year may hold? He may show up as a junior and try to win the spot next year. You never know. And then freshman Eli Chalman, and we got guys that want to play the position, that work hard. And you can't have enough quarterbacks on the team. And I think once I get them in here in the meet room, they want to play quarterback. But once we get on the board, and you have to understand everything you have to need to know as a quarterback, it ain't all about throwing the football. You got calls you got to make pre-snap. You got to call out guys that we've got to work to. You got your running back needs to know where he's going. So most of the time he's going to ask you because they're just how running backs are where I've been. Quarterback's got a million things going on pre-snap, not counting what's going on post-snap. So, and I think after a few meetings in here, it don't take long to realize, you know what, this is way more than how far I can throw it and how accurate I can throw it. I have to know the offense.
You almost answered my next question just then, but I just want to expand it just a little more. How much is a quarterback's ability in the huddle and to make kids buy into him and make kids believe part of the same competition? I don't know if competition is the right word, but that ability, that brings something to the table. And I don't know if that's something you can teach them, Coach Van.
No, it's not. It's hard to change an attitude, so to speak, a lot of times. And you have different types of guys in your locker room. And you got different types of guys right now. I've got a couple of young guys that I'm working on trying to get them more. Like when you mess up, it's okay. Don't hit yourself in the helmet. Don't get mad like you've messed up. You can't change the mess up. It's done. Like, stop getting mad. Worry about making it right the next play because you can't change that you just messed the play up. And we got guys still getting mad, and I still got to talk to them. And hopefully it don't come to more than just talking to them. I ain't got to run it out of them. But they're doing a really good job of learning that way. But you got guys like that are over emotional. Them guys that are just they wear their emotion on their sleeve. And then you got the guys like Jax, for example, because I brag on his attitude and stuff a lot. That's even keel. I mean, he could throw a touchdown and you'd think you couldn't tell the difference. He could throw a pick and a touchdown in his mindset. He's there. He's on this level. And you can't teach that. That's kind of just his personality. If you knew Jax, he's kind of just an even keel, get it done type of guy. And he's really done a great job winning the football team over, in my opinion. And, it has nothing to do with the way Josh handled himself. I think it just has more to do with Jax was in it a year. Josh got no reps, and Jax has done I can't brag on him enough about how much work he's done with throwing the football. So I'm excited about what he's going to be able to do this fall. And Josh, again, has to do a lot of work because he has to be ready to come in. And like I said, he's got to be ready to come in because anything can happen. Something could happen play one. And you've got to have enough reps and enough about you that you're ready to take that spot. So
I was at a Tennessee UCLA game where a starting quarterback sat for 5 years, and played 4 snaps after setting 5 years for his chance and got his knee turned the wrong way, didn't play again. So 5 years for 4 snaps. It can happen, unfortunately. Howie, I'll come to you after this question with a follow-up. But I guess I spent a lot of my time on the sidelines when I first started with doing games and listening to it, Coach. There is nothing more interesting to me than exactly what you talked about. When you talk to your quarterback on the sideline, even if you take a timeout or your pre-series and stuff, how much information are you relaying to that kid at that point?
That's a tough question. It really depends on what's taking place in the game, of course, but I try not to overwhelm them with information on the sideline. I try to just go back.
And it's the kid, too, how much he can process.
Right, correct. So it's normally I try to relay it back to what we've done in practice always, especially if it's nothing new. But then if you have new information, then I try to relay it real quickly back to something we've done that's very similar. And
then, good point.
Leave it at that. And then I try not to say too much to them unless it's something that really needs coached up on that previous possession. A lot of times, like last year, I got Brody. He didn't play defense, so I got to talk to him a lot. Jax will play a little bit more defense than Brody did, but I still get a lot of time talking to Jax and showing him some stuff on the iPad. And that's a big deal too. Is we got video during the game that I can show them that, hey, this is how they're playing, so and so. I can give them a visual of it rather than just explain it, which is a big deal for us. But it's tough because you don't want to put too much on them, and you don't want to tell them what not to do. I learned that very quick in my coaching career is don't tell them what you don't want them to do because they're going to do what you just said not to do.
Yes.
It's like I heard Nick Saban talk about you don't go out there and tell a pitcher throw it. Don't leave it inside right here. Don't leave it inside. He's good inside. He can hit the ball inside. He's gonna hit it out of the park. Don't tell him that because the first pitch he's gonna leave it inside because in his head he's thinking, hey, I can't leave it inside. So in turn, what he's saying is go out there and tell him, hey, we need to pitch outside right here, pitch away. So that's all it's in his mind, pitch away, and the inside's not out there. So I try to take that in a lot. Like, don't tell them what not to do because a lot of times it puts it in their head. Like I told Leo Kirby last year in a Plainview game, he was running out and it was late in the game, we're winning by a lot. And I'm like, hey, just don't fumble the football right here. Don't fumble. First play, fumbled. Just told him not to, and I was mad and more mad at myself because I was like, I knew better than that. I told myself that a lot, and I still messed up, said it. So that's just an example for me. I said it, and he did it, and I may not have anything to do with it, but in my brain, it did.
Coach, I've been calling games for 30 years, and I never foreshadow anything bad because every time I do, it happens. If we're up 1 late in the game and I say, well, the only way they could win is for us to turn the football over, we'll turn it over the next play. So I call myself the jinx. How you got anything to follow up on the quarterback battle?
No, not at all. My next question is going to be as far as battles of positions. Is there any that came to you that you're like, you thought it was a guarantee starter, but then somebody has kind of came in and stepped up and made you second think, well, maybe there's a battle going on here for that position?
Oh, you broke up a little bit, but I think I understood. Did you get him, Coach?
I think so. I was just asking about anybody stepping up that's surprising you about maybe taking a position or turning into a battle that you thought that would be a for sure starter. Right. Or that position we already had a for sure starter in our head and somebody stepped up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got you. Let's sneeze. Yeah, I would say so. We have a few young freshmen that's vying to get on the field. Some that are really, really talented kids that are working their tail off and hadn't missed. Somebody should brag on a little bit more is Travis Owens, the outside linebacker. He will be as a freshman one of the harder hitters on the team. And very physical body. He just got to get it right here of what he needs to do as far as reads. And it's to the point where, I thought maybe the guy in front of him has it sealed and Travis will just step in and help when he needs a break. But Travis is really working hard, trying to find a way on the field. We got a few freshmen trying to find their way on the field that are pushing some starters, and I think it's very good for competition. Really good for competition. So I ain't gonna go into too much detail on that. There's a few positions actually that we as a staff are talking about that could go a couple different ways, and some of it just depends on the scheme we do on defense, like whether we're in Bama or Gold or 4-3-3-4, whatever we're in. That can dictate who's on the field as well and the starters. But we have a few freshmen that's really stood out to me, and one kid that moved in from Fort Payne that's really done. Clayton Brown's his name. He's I think he was a January transfer. He's done a really good job working out, and I didn't know what we had. I just know that when we get out there on the field, he's done a good job of trying to pick up some stuff. He's a very athletic kid, and I'm excited about it. Again, he's in that freshman class. We're going to be a sophomore now, so that sophomore class is a big class full of skill, and he just adds to it. So.
Coach, good question, Howie. I'm going to skip ahead one question here. I want to talk about that competition. I think that's something that fans hear coaches say, and they don't understand why that's so important for you to get better. Why is it so important for you to have your right guard being pushed by your backup guard, or why you don't know who's going to play left, who's going to play right? It really does something in practice. Does it? I mean, it's completely different.
When you know that your spot is on the line, you're going to work that much harder to be sure that you get that spot and take that spot. You really want to play. It weeds out people who really don't want to be out there. Competition weeds them out. Competition really narrows down who actually wants to be there and wants to work hard. And then when you get out there, like if I'm a guy that's competing for a spot, I'll wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm like, man, I really don't feel good this morning. I think I'm gonna test coach. But if I do that, that guy's gonna get more reps than me. I need to be there. I need to compete on the field. There's a lot of things that go into it. On the field competition, you get more out of them. You do. You really do. People wonder why Bama's so good. You got
That's
5
it.
that are in second group. They know they're a play away from getting their spot taken if they can't learn something. If we get so not only physically do you have to be able to compete with them, but now if I'm on the same spectrum as the guy that's behind me, like I need to know it better than him. I need to learn it. So it's competition. You can't beat it, and we have the opportunity right now. We have a competition in a lot of spots. I'm going to put the best guy on the field that I feel like's been there. They're there every day, so that's another one. If you're close and you're missing some days, like that guy's going to get more reps, and essentially that guy's going to play. But I'm going to put the 11 out there that I feel like gives us the best chance to win. And so compete, win a spot. And we have a bunch of rotators too, and I think that's a big deal. So we got a bunch of guys that can rotate in and play, and they will. But to answer your question, though, competition breeds success, and it happens in a lot of ways, from the weight room to the field.
There have been times that the second best team in the SEC might have been Alabama's second team. And I think everybody else kind of caught up with them last few years. But there was a period, 2012 through 2015, that I'm pretty sure that Alabama's second team could have been second or third in the conference. How are you going to follow up to that?
No.
It'd be like if you had a job and a supervisor job, and you and your coworkers, trying to both get that job. Like you're going to do your job way better than you did the previous 6 months. Guarantee you for that 3 weeks up to that interview. So Competition's awesome. We've got it right now. So.
That's great. All right, Coach. I'm gonna. This is almost a Cheney sounding question, but I think it's important. What after year one will you change about game week? I know. I've worked with two different coaches. One had the most dull pregame opening. They came out. They did the same 10 jumping jacks, the same 10 toe touches. They run the same 5 plays. He told everybody to get to the locker room, and that was their pregame. I was with another coach. God bless his heart. Pregame warm-up looked like a spectacular Super Bowl halftime, and he was like, "Oh, it makes the other team." Is there anything about game day that you want to change this year so far, or you go into the year thinking, I'm going to prep this just a little different?
I'm pretty. I like to keep a lot of stuff that I feel like if it's not broke, I try not to change it. I like the way we do right now on game day. The only thing that I would like to do a little better job of is get them out, just some skill guys and some quarterbacks out just right before pregame, a little earlier.
Good point.
To get warmed up and then come back in and then go right back out. Maybe be out in their just their pants cut off and then get warmed up real quick and come back in. That way we don't have to spend as much time with the quarterbacks of just throwing. We just go straight in the pack and go on some other stuff. That's one thing I want to incorporate. But everything else is going to be pretty much the same. I like how we do it. Kids seem to enjoy how we do it. And we'll probably keep game day the same. Game week will be a little different. So we're going morning. Like a lot of times we practice after school like everybody Monday through Wednesday. But this year on walkthrough day, a lot of it may come before school or first period, or depending on what we got. We got some guys who are homeschool, so they may have a job till 7th period. So if we have one or two guys that do that, we may just have to keep walk through the same. That's something I'm still looking at to walk through after school. I like to get it done in the morning, but I also understand we have a few kids that are homeschool that have to work, and I get it. I'm not going to punish them for that.
Is that so? They on Thursday night, Coach, they can get home and relax and kind of.
Yeah, I try to get them off their feet max hours, so I'm getting them we're getting them off their feet for 28 hours, 30 hours before up to game day at normal walkthrough. But now, if we can move that to the morning, somehow we're adding, another 10 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours that they're off their feet. Resting is something that I feel like is important. That's like Mondays are one of our longer days. We're never going to go over 2 hours this year, like during the practice. But Mondays are 2 hours. Tuesdays is more like an hour 55, hour 50. I don't cut too much, but Wednesday cuts to about an hour and a half, almost an hour 20. Like we cut a lot off, and then Thursdays less than an hour. And we kind of changed a little bit how we're going to practice, but everything's got to be up tempo. If we're going to do it in 2 hours, horn's going to blow on time. When that horn blows, you got to go to the next drill. And we do our conditioning more so during practice, so how fast you move to a drill. But then we got a lot of coaches, so we can kind of have a JV group and a varsity group going, so they're getting max reps during that time frame. So that's another big thing we're changing during the week is how we practice and the tempo that we practice at. We want to be up tempo on offense. We want to practice up tempo all year. We started that this summer. We've done a really good job today, all summer really of how we practice. But it's really going to speed up for them in fall camp. So.
Yeah, I heard Josh Heupel, who Tennessee runs, just led the nations in plays run last year. His philosophy was in practice. You have to emphasize that play at game speed if you want to go that fast, even in practice. So it doesn't leave. You got about a 5 or 10 second window to coach, don't you?
Right. Yeah. And then you got to coach off film. So it's like I tell the coaches that today, and I get out there and I catch myself almost stopping after the play, like very first play. Like I want to coach every single play because I'll see something needs fixed. And, but I told myself, and I was able to allow it to happen and tell them on the fly that way that I could hit it again on film so they could see it on film. But we try to coach everything off film. You know, you have your Indy, you have your everyday drill Indy, and then you have a full Indy prep. Like you have that time to coach your kids and prepare them. You have an inside period where you can stop and coach for a second. But when we go team stuff, and we're trying to get as many reps as we can get in that team period, and we're trying to do it at the fastest pace that we can probably that's possible. So, and we ain't even started a NASCAR series yet because we got something that we're not. It's going to be given a number, and we're going to snap the ball and go. And we ain't even started that yet, so we're going to see how fast we can go and try to catch people napping. If you get on a team and you're running it down their throat, the worst, they don't like to see a team get right back up there and do it again. They're ready for a 15-second break. We're not going to give them that 15-second break. We're going to hit them as fast as we can hit them. As soon as the ref puts it down, the ball ain't snapped within 3 seconds. We've done the NASCAR series wrong. So,
Coach, that brings up how y'all come to you I was coming to you, but brings up a great question, Coach. Do you have to deal with, at some of the other levels when you go that fast, teams will try other stuff to slow you down. Do you ever have to deal with 27 cramps and 30 plays or
not yet.
Not yet.
Because we ain't been at the speed that I want to play with during the game yet. We've been pretty quick on it. We got up there a little bit, but we want to play fast, and our normal tempo is I want to snap it within the first 12 to 15 seconds on the play clock. You know, our NASCAR should be within, like I said, the first 3-4 seconds of the play clock. But then we have the opportunity when we want to slow down, we can slow down. So we got to practice all 3 of them phases during team period. But no, we ain't went to the NASCAR good enough yet to see that happening. But I bet it will. Matter of fact, we probably need to put a signal in and do that just in case somebody does that to us.
Absolutely. And Coach, do you have a target of plays you want to run? Do you want to get up in the 60s, 70s, or do you just that works its way out?
We try to get over 60s and closer to 70s every time. If you're snapping the ball that many times, chances are you're winning the football game. Your defense is off the field, your offense is on the field. And as long as you're not turning the ball over, you should be all right. And
I don't know if Howie will come to you, be ready, but I don't know if you can sit. But you talking, Coach. I got goosebumps. I'm ready to go.
Ready to roll.
I'm ready to roll. Howie Chaney. I wish we played tomorrow. Howie Chaney, what you got, buddy?
Yeah, Coach. Randy kind of jumped the gun on me a little bit. I was curious about, are you changing anything up during the summer, not necessarily pregame or game day? Are you changing anything up during the summer to make it more, I know it's all business, but also make it a little bit more fun for the players?
Yeah, we try. We do games. We haven't done any yet. We're doing them this week. We're gonna do some games this week, probably tomorrow. So for our team games, but we normally we do games like that. We cut last year in June. We was on the field, Lord, after workouts, probably an hour and 15 minutes last year, because we had so much install to do. I was putting in a new offense. We was doing everything was new. Talk to them about inside zone and how we're going to block inside zone. I look at you like you had 3 heads. Like, what are you talking about? They done it some, but they didn't block it exactly how we block it. But you got to this point now, we're out there at 9:20 in the morning. We're off at 10. So we're at 40 minutes, and we're getting max reps that we can get in 40 minutes. So that's part's changed. I get them out in 40 minutes. When we hit the field, they know they're out 40 minutes. And when we go to practice in the fall, they get 2 hours. They know they're out 2 hours. Give me everything you got, 2 hours. I don't believe that you get anything out of a kid after 2 hours. That's my belief. I've read up on it a good bit, but I relate it back to when I played, when I was out there a long time. You kind of lose focus a little bit. your mind starts wondering everything else that's going on. And then if you run the same play over and over 1,900 times, I'm sure it's going to get a little bit better. We're moving on. We're going to re-rep it once or twice, and we're going to try to get better at it. But we're going to watch it on film and try to get better at it for the next day. Because if I'm repping, for example, Arizona or inside zone 1,500 times, that means I'm neglecting the other run plays that we got. So tomorrow when we mess up on Oregon, I can be mad about that, run it 1,500 times, and we're neglecting every other run play that we're doing. So we try to fix a lot off film, and we've changed. Like as far as having a little bit more fun in summer, we've got some stuff planned later in the summer for them. So I'm ready to surprise them with some of that stuff.
So on your practices and everything, you're talking about on film, you record the practices and watch it back, and then do you actually bring them in to show them the film where they messed up at, or you just verbally say, hey, this is what?
Well, in fall camp, we watch film every day. That's part of our athletics. We got half in the weight room, half in film, and then we rotate that. Right now in the summer, it's going to be once a week. Like we hadn't showed them any film this week. We're going to show them film of this week next week, if that makes sense. On starting Monday. And what we do is we take them 4 practices, their 4 summer clips that we have. We pick the good out of it, we pick the bad out of it, we clip them together. We show what we need to fix, we show what we've done really good, but hey, we need to get better at so-and-so, even though this was good, we can do this better. And we try to clip everything together. So when you're going through 59 clips and we're showing them maybe 5 to 10 minutes worth of film. It may take you 15 minutes to show it, but we try not to be in the film room longer than 15 minutes because, again, you get the same thing. Lights are off, cameras on, film's on. You're talking to them. You'll have some teenagers clock out after 10 minutes. That's just how they are. That's just they won't clock out of TikTok after 10 minutes. But if you get some football on there and you start getting on to them about what they've done, they're clocking out after 10, 15 minutes. But we clipped it down to where they can see that, and then we'll do the same thing weekly. So it's more weekly in the summer because I want them out of here. I want them out of here by 10 o'clock. I don't want they get here at 8:15. I want them out by 10. Like I want them gone. I want them to enjoy their summer. And if I add film time in there, I'm going to be taken away from something else. So I try to only add film time in there about once a week. So, but in the summer or fall, it's an everyday occurrence. We're watching the previous practice.
Coach, any changes in the staff, or is the staff basically year 2 remaining the same?
Yeah, we lost a guy. Coach Richards took a job at Plainview. That's where he's from. We're happy for him if that's where he wants to be. We want him to be happy. And he done a really good job while he was here. We're going to miss him. But we're going to move on. And we're going to get better. We're going to hire somebody in that's going to do a good job as well, hopefully. And so, we got guys on staff that's stepping up right now, and actually one that's probably going to end up taking over. But it is what it is. Turnover happens, and Coach Richards, he's from there. That's where he wants to be. It stinks. It's our biggest rival. I'm not going to talk too much on it. No. So.
Coach, what do you find new coaches? Are they previous relationships? Maybe somebody you played with or coached against? Or I mean, it seems like finding a good assistant would be mainly about relationships you've built maybe when you weren't the head coach at Sylvania.
It is, and I've contacted a lot of guys and talked to a bunch of guys and thought I've had a few, and then they fell through. It's tough to match money.
Right.
It's tough to, when you start moving, start hiring guys in. Money's a big deal, Yeah, you want to go coaching, you want to win football games, you want to be a part of a program, but at the same time, you got to take care of your family and everything's got to match up. So it's really difficult to hire at the high school level. So sometimes you have to open that job up and get applicants in, and then you get guys you don't know, and then you have to call people I'm one that I'll call around and ask about people because I want to know them. When you let somebody on your staff, to me, it's a big deal because you don't want a guy that's going to stab you in the back. You don't want a guy who's going to. You want someone you can trust in that room in there, and that's why a lot of times people complain about or say, head coaches are going to hire people that they know. Well, that's why. That's exactly why they want somebody they can trust. And I get it. I used to wonder that when I was assistant coach as well. And I had a head coach tell me that. That was the reason he does that. But I still didn't know someone, man, well, he's a good coach. I want him to come here and play, hire and give him a chance, and at the same time, he's going to hire somebody that he knows. And I didn't understand it then, but it didn't take me long once I got a head coaching job to understand why. Like, you need people you can trust and count on. And Richards was one of them that I could trust and count on. And every guy in there right now is somebody I can trust and count on. I trust every one of them in there. But it stinks when you replace them because now you're going to, if you hire out that you don't know, you put somebody in that room that you've got to get to know. And so it's tough. Hiring's tough. Hiring's not an easy job. And but I think we may have all this settled and everything's hopefully can announce who that guy is pretty soon.
We used to work with a coach who said and he was a great coach and he won a lot of football games. And we were doing an interview like this, and he stopped me. He goes, after the interview, we were talking. He goes, Randall, I coach kids, but the majority of my job as the head coach is an organizational. It's to figure ahead the program, but it's coaching coaches. He said that's a huge part of my game or my job. So when you and you just being a fresh head coach, when you bring someone into the program, you've got to install your system and decide their head also, do you not?
Correct. Yeah, you have to. For example, I had a guy that I was hoping I was going to get spread oriented. Been with him before. Me and him think a lot alike. Thought I had him and fell through. I get it. But when you get a guy that you don't know, he may be a I formation guy, he may be a guy, maybe a 22 personnel. He loves 22 person. He wants to be in there top foot to foot. Let's down gap, kick, route, and let's go downhill. So then it's teaching them zone and why we love zone and why we love to spread the field. Not saying I don't love that football. I love that football. We've done a little bit of that last year. Spread. We want to be hard nosed and spread. It's just people don't see it that way.
They think because you line up 5 wide, you're not a physical football team. And everything about spread football and every good spread football team starts with a physical running game. And you've got to be able to run the football.
Got to. We spread them out. We try to get numbers in the box, but our line's got to play physical. We got to run the ball hard. And you got to set a tone with the running game. And if you can set a tone with the running game, you're going to open up the back end for what you want on the back end. If somebody's able to play too high against you and stop the run, more than likely you're going to have a tough night. You're not going to be very successful in the game if you can't run the football. You can't. I love spread and I love throwing the football more than just as much as anybody else does. But I know what wins football games, and it ain't throwing it 65 times. There's nothing. You can win games like that. You can go back. I can't think of any national championship teams that's done it. You got Joe Burrow. They probably threw it 40. They threw it a lot. LSU's probably the one I remember the most, but most teams have a really good running attack to go with what they're throwing. You don't. What I mean by you don't see Texas Tech win a national championship when what's his name was there. You don't see Mississippi State or any air raid guy. Oklahoma, Lincoln Riley, has he won a national championship yet?
Been beat a lot in those playoffs.
He's won, yeah. So, but it is tough to air raid it out and win football games. But Lincoln, I love Coach Riley. He does they do a good job running the football. It's just tough to for a Big 12 team to be the SEC team. That's just
Yeah. You know, and we don't talk about a lot of other football. You might see Coach Riley look a little different in LA now because there's probably a quality of athlete he can get into USC that, you know, maybe he couldn't at Oklahoma. As great as
he'll have more money to spend out there.
yeah, absolutely.
He'll be able to fill his minor league team with as many as he can get because that's what college football is turned into. Is minor league.
And we spent $8 million on a quarterback up in Knoxville. You know, I hope that was a good investment.
That's big time. I hope he pans out. He didn't even play the snap. He's making more money than
all three of us combined.
Times 12.
The one I liked is the wide receiver from Pittsburgh got more money on an NIL to go to USC than Juju Smith-Schuster got to go from the Steelers to the Cardinals. So
they're going to have to cap it. They're going to have to cap it. They're going to have to say it.
They're going to have to. Howie Chaney, this has been a great show. You got anything else to keep going? Because I could sit here and let Coach Van school me on the better parts of football all night.
I was going to ask about what they were going to do this summer to make the team more together, camaraderie going on, but it's not like that's going to be a surprise to the team, so I won't that. I won't try to get an answer, but I think you had the little guys had a team camp last week or something. How did that turn out?
You had a camp last week, kids camp, wasn't it last weekend?
No, it's coming up though.
Okay, talk about it.
Well, yeah, there was basketball team camp last week.
Okay.
Team camp. Yeah, they went to Alabama.
What is the camp, Coach? Real fast, and we'll let this be the final question.
Say that again.
What's the camp going to be like for the football camp?
The kids camp.
Yep.
I posted the itinerary. I believe off the top of my head, it's going to be broken into sections because we're doing it kind of all on one day. Packing it all into one day, and we got a lot of individual work. We'll do a lot of teaching with our position coaches there, working it. We'll have like an agility circuit, then we'll have an offensive circuit, and then we'll go break up in their position groups that they want to go to, and then they'll work there with the Indy, and then we'll do some Bama ball. And then about halfway through, we're going to try to get them a snack, some water, let them see our weight room and stuff, go back out. And finish up the day with a group more defensive-oriented side, and then finish up with Bama ball again and let them play and have fun. But I like being around them kids. And
how old are they?
I'll probably learn more from them in a couple of hours than they do from me. I enjoy being around them and talking to them and seeing the future of this program.
How's the camp kids' age, Coach?
I want to say it's 5 to 12.
Okay. Here's the question I got to ask.
5 to 13. Yeah, you put me on the spot.
Oh, well, I just wanted to
It's on Facebook, though. If you go to Facebook, it'll tell you that if you're watching and you want to know, go to Facebook. It's on there.
You ever see a kid come through and he's maybe a fourth grader and go, woo, can't wait for another 4 years. And he's going to fill out.
I saw a couple last year, a few little athletes out there that play. Spread will look real good with some of them athletes out there. So we're excited about them kids, and we just want to win football games no matter how we got to do it. If we have to get double tight ends and run Coach Menifield's offense down here in Sylvania, we'll just have to do what we got to do to win football games. But I can assure you we're going to make sure we match what I feel like is our scheme best with our personnel. For the foreseeable future, though, I can tell you I think we have spread personnel in the building and in that school. So.
Let me tell you,
coaches. I thought it said June 14th was July 14th. So my fault. My apologies on that. I thought you had that camp yesterday.
I did too. Coach, I'll tell you, as a play-by-play guy who had a coach for a decade that played wing T, whose biggest split was 3 inches. And then last year we went to the 5 wide and let it fly. It's a lot more fun in the booth to call 35 pass plays than 35 end around guts, wing back around. It gets a little more exciting up there when you go, well, when I always describe it this way, Coach, when I cannot get all your receivers set by the time you snap the football, you've got something going.
That's right. That's right. That's where we want to be. You need to come up and call one of our games.
Oh, we're working on something right now. And I think they might be a window there. We'll talk at Wingfest. They might be a window for us to get something done. Definitely, I would love to. I called my first ever game at Sylvania High School back in 1991. So it's
a homecoming. It's a homecoming.
Yeah.
First games, wherever you call your first game, that's home now.
Yeah, well, that's the reason I'm back here on the Tyler Van Show and trying to extend my what. I'm telling Howie all the time, I'm 55, Coach. I got to work about 7 more years before somebody's going to give me a check. Then I'm moving on Howie's back acres, and y'all going to have me all the time. I'm just going to be at school. You just give me a volunteer. I'll be like your version of radio. I'll be a 70-year-old freshman.
Come on.
All right. Well, Howie Chaney, and again, everybody, we're going to go more as we get closer. We're letting Coach Van have a little break from it. But when we get football season, every game, we'll be on here discussing something. And I think I kind of figured out a couple of things. And I'll probably get on and watch the games on Sunday mornings after church. And then maybe we can record after that Monday sometime or whatever your schedule is. But definitely, I want to get on and watch the game and have everything in front of me. And it's going to be exciting. We're working on a system to upload plays. And, Coach, if I upload one and you tell me, no, you can't show that one again, I'll know it's a really good play.
Everybody's got everything we got anyways. So
you ain't going to surprise them, are you?
I didn't invent anything. So I steal everything I got. Now, I think any coach nowadays that tell you they invented something lying to you because we're in 2022. Not a lot of new things out there. We may do a few things that may not be what somebody else would do, or we may do things that everybody does. But
Coach, the one thing that you talk about, and we talk about a lot, you can run the same play out of a bunch of different formations. I think that's the wave of football today.
Yeah, formations and motions. It's tough. I think it's as a play caller. I think I've said it before. We're not trying to trick the defense coordinator. We're just trying to mess with them 17, 16-year-old kids out there that's trying to get lined up and trust their eyes. Because I coach them out there on defense. I see them on defense, and it's hard. It's hard. Yeah. Defense is tough.
Yeah, I got a playbook. Sometime I'll bring you down. You can steal all my plays that you can steal. But let me tell you, somehow we got to figure out how to snap the football to the tight end to start a couple of them. But I don't know how that's going to work. Howie Chain, you got anything to finish up, buddy?
No, sir. We're good to go. Time.
All right, Coach Van, you got anything else to promote? We got everything out there pretty much. I know one thing we got to promote. Congratulations, Coach Tyler Van and his better half. Last week, wedding anniversary. The secret of any good coach is a better wife. So we got to give a shout out to Hannah, of course, Coach.
Right. You put me on the spot there. Right.
Yeah, you got to get it out there.
Yeah. She's a good one. She's I've told you before. I looked up. Her dad was a coach, so she kind of knows how it is. Don't mean she don't get mad and aggravated that I'm going all the time, but she gets it, and I love her, and I'm thankful for her. And it's not every day you get to marry your best friend. So.
Hey, we love her and thankful for her letting us talk to you all the time. I mean, we take away your time, so Coach's wife's tough. It is tough.
It would be.
Well, for Howie Chaney, for Coach Van, for myself, this has been the Sylvania Football Hour. We'll see you in 2 weeks and just get closer and closer to that season.
Closer and closer.
Boy, I'm excited. We'll see you 2 weeks from now.